Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to MiM Monday. This is Mickey in Minutes Live. I'm your host, Nick Lazaga, and it's time to make Monday magical. Thanks so much for joining me. If you're in the chat live right now, be sure to chime in and give me your thoughts. We're going to talk about the news today, the latest Disney news, and I want this to be a conversation with you. If you're watching this as a replay on Reels or on YouTube, then I still want to hear your thoughts. Give them down in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. I have a couple people joining the chat already. What's going on, everybody? Thanks so much for hanging out. So, let's see, I'm going live now, but I didn't go live last week, and the week before that, I was at Walt Disney World. So I have a bit of news to cover. I'm only going to cover a few stories here. If I sound sick, it's because I am. It always happens, right? You get home from Disney and you immediately get sick, right? I can't be the only one. Also, I'm a teacher, so I kind of blame the the students a little bit, They don't wash their hands all the time. They really should. But anyways, I'm so happy to have you guys joining me in the chat. Let's talk about some Disney news. We got a lot to cover today, but like I said, we're gonna keep it short. This is Mickey in Minutes after all. So I want to start off by talking about something that I obviously really love. That's Beak and Barrel. So Beak and Barrel, obviously, if you don't know, that's the new Pirates of the Caribbean themed lounge over at the Magic Kingdom, and it's really amazing. It was really hard to get reservations for. We did, and we had the absolute best time. Of course, I got this T-shirt there, and I got this little guy. This is Rummy. So, but yeah, Rummy has made the news because, well, sort of the news, the Instagram news. I've been watching Instagram and I love Beak and Barrel. So every time a Beak and Barrel video comes up, of course I check it out. But I've noticed that he's been a little frozen. He hasn't been coming out of his little house over the past day or two, maybe. So I think that's pretty newsworthy. He's just, I don't know what's going on, but I'm so sorry. I feel it's terrible for those people who finally got their reservation at Beak and Barrel, finally get to see this cute little guy in action, and he doesn't come out. So hopefully Disney gets that fixed as soon as possible, because I will say, when we went, we had the table right in front of the bar, and I was able to face the bar, which is amazingly themed. And Rummy coming out and doing his little spiel was the absolute best part of it. In the chat, that was quick for him to break. Yes, I know, right? It's been like 2 weeks maybe. So I'm really thankful that he was working when I was there, and Disney, get on that. People waited a long time to get these reservations, and they want to see Rummy in action. So hopefully it's a quick fix. Hopefully it's fixed by tomorrow. But yeah. So this is the shoulder plush I got, by the way. I don't have the little thing to connect it right now. But if you want to hear more about this and some other merch that I got, I put up a merch haul video on YouTube. So please check that out. I talk about the Beak and Barrel merch, which of course I also got that really awesome pirate skull mug. And I got a pin, a Beak and Barrel pin, and so much other stuff. Please check out that video on YouTube. Give it a thumbs up. That would really help out. Help me out a lot. So show that video some love. Lots of cool stuff. And actually, on that video, I mentioned that I had another thing that was coming in the mail, because, if you buy really big or fragile things at Disney World, you can have them shipped home. And I was lucky enough to go to the Disney Gallery at Disney Springs, where artist Rob Kaz was doing a show. And actually, he was there from August 27th through September 7th, which happened to be the day that I was at Disney Springs. So I caught him on the very last day, and he's a fantastic artist. He's been featured at Festival of the Arts before, and so shout out to Rob Kaz. I got to chat with him for a little bit. He's really great, and I bought this amazing piece. Let me see if you can see this. There we go. Look at that. It's gorgeous. It's the Epcot skyline. I don't know if you can hear me. It's the Epcot skyline with Figment and the best part of all, Dreamfinder. Dreamfinder. So this is beautiful, and of course, since he was there, he signed this for me. I had been eyeballing this piece of art since it debuted at Festival of the Arts. I believe it was last Festival of the Arts it debuted. Correct me if I'm wrong, or but yeah, I think it was 2025 Festival of the Arts. And I was just so stoked to see it. We were actually we were walking around Epcot and we saw a different print of this, kind of like a poster of this for sale at the art gallery next to the American Adventure. And I was looking at it, but I noticed it said Festival of the Arts 2025 on it, and I was like, I'm not going to buy something that's branded to a festival that I didn't get to attend, right? But then, of course, we went to the Disney Gallery, and he was there, and I bought this beautiful print that has a mat on it and everything. In the chat, someone just said he is awesome. Yes, he is. So, again, shout out Rob Kaz. Check him out on Instagram. It's at Rob Kaz Art. That's ROBKAZART. Just big shout out to him. So that was one of the things I got from the mail that I didn't get to show on the merch hall. But everything else I got, you can go and see. So please check that out. It's a good video. I think so. So on my desk, I was just looking at this coaster from Geo82. This actually leads to another story that I just really want to talk about. We went to Disneyland a couple months ago now, and we checked out the new Broken Spell Lounge at the Disneyland Hotel. Have you guys ever been there? It's spectacular. So they rethemed the lounge at the lobby, the Disneyland Hotel lobby, and it's the Broken Spell Lounge now. I see in the chat ornaments. Yes, we got a bunch of ornaments. I don't have them with me, so maybe I'll show them on the next show. They came in the mail also. I'll show them next time. But yeah, so we went to the Broken Spell Lounge, and I collect coasters from all the lounges that we go to on Disney property. And what I do, I laminate them, and I put magnets on the back, and I put them all over my refrigerator. And it's really cool. I mean, I think it's really cool. It's super nerdy, I guess. Just a bunch of Disney coasters. But when we went to Broken Spell Lounge, they didn't have any coasters. And I was kind of bummed out about it. And they just released coasters for Broken Spell Lounge. You know, there's these regular like cardboard coasters. And I know that's such a silly thing to talk about on a news show, but it got me both excited and bummed out because I missed it by just a couple of weeks. And it would have been great on my refrigerator. But, you know, I guess I just need to go back and get myself a Broken Spell Lounge coaster. Of course, my wife and I are going to record an episode. I've been promising this for a long time. It really is going to happen. It's going to be talking about both our Disneyland trip and our Walt Disney World trip that we just got back from. And like I said, we got back and, excuse me, I immediately got sick. Like, I had a full-on fever like 2 days ago. And now Chelsea's sick. So we'll record it as soon as we're both sounding like normal humans again. But anyways, so something to look forward to. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It's also on YouTube. So back to the news. Back to the news I guess people care about. I don't know. Do you guys care about coasters? I think they're really cool. So today, the new Tron overlay debuted at the Magic Kingdom at the Tron Light Cycle Run. So if you don't know, this new overlay is themed to the new upcoming film Tron Ares. And the color scheme for that new movie is more like reds. And I mean, I don't know much about it. It stars Jared Leto, and it seems like it's about like a virus, like a bad program in the Tron universe. And so what they did at the Magic Kingdom is they did an overlay where instead of the blues on the light cycle and the blues going around the canopy and all that stuff, now it's all red. And it debuted today, and it looks so cool. At the time of recording this, I've only seen videos of the daytime run. So I haven't seen any videos of the nighttime run, but I'll bet you it looks fantastic. Again, I missed this by just a couple of days. I rode Tron. I actually got my parents to ride Tron too. So shout out mom and dad. You guys did Tron, and they both loved it. So I mean, how could you not love Tron? But anyway, so this new overlay, it just it looks so cool. And I heard about it. And I was like, oh, it's just going to be like a red lighting effects and stuff. But it's so much more than that, actually. So the new soundtrack is by Nine Inch Nails, which, if you don't know, Trent Reznor, this isn't his first Disney project. He's the dude from Nine Inch Nails. He also did the music for like the afterlife stuff of the movie Soul, and all that like weird, like ethereal kind of music for Soul. He did that music too. But his band, Nine Inch Nails, they did the music for the new Tron soundtrack, and so the outside, cue music is the same, but once you get inside into the ride, then you start hearing that like more like rockin' Nine Inch Nails kind of soundtrack, and it sounds really cool. I watched the full POV, and it's so cool. But then not only that, the narration changes, and if you don't want any spoilers, just cover your ears for a second. But basically, you start off in the launch room, and you hear like the normal narration voice, and it says detecting malicious code. And then this like deep voice comes in that says, I am Master Control and I've taken over your directive. Spread my code throughout the grid. And it's just so cool. Like I was watching that POV and I was like, oh man, like that is awesome. So yeah, I missed it by a few days. And at first I was like, it's fine. I love original Tron. But seeing this overlay and like hearing like the new like narration that they did from the new movie, it sounds so cool. And like again, spoiler alert if you don't want to hear the overlay. You're going through and the deep voice goes, the grid is now mine at the end, and then you hear the regular voice come back in, negative, malicious code neutralized, and then the bad voice goes, no. It's so cool. you gotta go watch it, and all that while hearing the Nine Inch Nails soundtrack. So it's way cooler than I thought it was gonna be, I'll be honest. But yeah, and it makes me really excited for the movie, which obviously is the whole point, that cross promotion, that Disney synergy, Hey, what's going on? Other people joining the chat. Hey, nice to see you guys. So yeah, it's really cool. I really like it. And not to mention that movie Soul was a great movie. So I think Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, I think his work with Disney lately has been awesome, and I really hope he keeps it up. And as I'm talking about this, I'm just thinking of I did a podcast episode not too long ago with one of my best friends, Jake Drumgold from the Sippin' Mimos podcast, where we talked about Disney vinyl. And one of the ones he talked about on the podcast was the Tron Legacy soundtrack, which was Daft Punk. And so, yeah, I got to get him on the show again and talk about this Nine Inch Nails stuff. I think that could be really interesting. If you haven't heard that episode, please go check it out, especially if you're a big like music or vinyl nerd like I am. It's really, really fun content. Speaking of which, this is kind of Disney news adjacent. Disney Music Emporium, which is where Disney sells their official Disney vinyl, they're in the middle of a buy one, get one free sale right now. So, I jumped on it. I got this old like classic Day at Disneyland vinyl, which is like one of those story and a book kind of situations, like when we were kids. I mean, when I was a kid, it was like a cassette and a book, but this is a recreation of an old like 1950s record and book called A Day at Disneyland, narrated by Jiminy Cricket and Walt Disney, and it just takes you around the park. And I've been wanting this for a long time, so I grabbed that. And then I also got another vinyl. It's Louis Armstrong, and it's his versions of a bunch of Disney songs. So just two really cool, like super nerdy records that I grabbed on the buy one, get one free sale at Disney Music Emporium. So check it out. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining the chat. This is MiM Monday, and we're talking about Disney news and other Disney things that make me happy and hopefully make you happy too. Thanks for hanging out. That's awesome. So I'm not sure what you're referring is awesome, but everything I've just said is pretty awesome, right? So I'll take it for any one of those things. Anyways, so let's go to the next story here, and that is Disney Lakeshore Lodge update, and it's not really. I mean, it's kind of a story. Obviously, if you don't know, they're building a new DVC resort on the land that used to be Disney's River Country at Fort Wilderness, and so this is a big tower, and basically, concrete work began. So they're putting exterior concrete up on it, and it's starting to look more and more like a building. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I was just at Disney World, and I was staying at Art of Animation Resort, but my family, they were staying at Wilderness Lodge. So of course I went up to their room and was hanging out in the balcony, and I was looking out, and I could very clearly see this building. Can I call it a monstrosity? I think I can. Just rising up out of the tree line of Fort Wilderness, and it kind of took me back for a second. I was like, what is going on? Because you're used to like looking out from Wilderness Lodge into Fort Wilderness and seeing just like this peaceful wooded environment, and I feel like it just makes me sad. And then seeing I didn't go over to Fort Wilderness while I was there, but seeing pictures from the ground level at Fort Wilderness, it's like right behind like the trading posts and stuff, and like you could see it very clearly. And I get it, DVC putting up new hotels and whatever. It's a business. They need more rooms, I guess. But Fort Wilderness, I understand for the other resorts getting these DVC towers, but Fort Wilderness, really? It hurts my heart to see that they're taking what was, I mean, my family, we grew up going to Fort Wilderness. That's my childhood. And to see it little by little get kind of torn down and built up into these big towers, I don't know, maybe I'm just weirdly nostalgic and sad, but it looks bad. I don't like it. And maybe when it's done it'll look cool, but I love River Country. I have some great memories at River Country, and obviously great memories at Fort Wilderness. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Are you guys a fan of all these DVC towers popping up? My wife and I walked over. We were at the Polynesian the other day, and we walked over to the new Island Tower to check it out. And it's fine. I mean, it looks pretty and stuff. The word Chelsea used was underwhelming. We just kind of walked in. We're like, okay, that's it. I know they share lobby and amenities with Polynesian, but the lobby was this big, and I don't know. It just felt like, why? Why are we doing all these? Anyways, so that is news. Now on to some really cool news. Really, really cool news. Something else that I'm missing by just a couple weeks. That is over at Cosmic Rewind at Epcot on September 21st. They are going to play the song September all day long. That's the only song you're going to get on Guardians that day. So you are 100% guaranteed to get what many believe is the absolute best song to get on Guardians. You're going to get it if you ride it on September 21st. So, of course, that references the line in the song September that says, do you remember the 21st night of September? So I know my sister has a very special attachment to that song as well. So, we got to make a point to get to Disney World on be there on September 21st to guarantee the fact that we get that song on Guardians. So, if you're going, make sure that you go to Epcot on that day and hear September. What's funny, actually, I had a really great character interaction with Star-Lord while I was at Epcot, and we were just chit-chatting, and he saw my hat. I was not wearing this hat. I was wearing my Mickey and Minutes hat, and he was like, "Hey, what's that logo?" And I was like, "Oh, it's my podcast." And he's like, "Oh, that's cool." Because usually when you're talking to a Disney character, they're from a different world. They don't understand human stuff or modern day stuff. But Star-Lord is supposed to just be a regular dude, right? So it was really weird having a regular dude conversation with a character, right? And so then I asked him, I was like, "Hey, I love Cosmic Rewind. What's your favorite song on the Cosmic Rewind mix?" And he was like, "Oh, actually I submitted 100 songs and they only picked 6 of them. But if you stand over in the queue, you can hear more of the songs. But in September, my favorite song is September." So I thought that was funny, and I told him my favorite song is "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." I love September. Of course, it's obviously the best one, but for me, like that Tears for Fears song, it's just like the slower tempo mixed with like the fast roller coaster and like the storyline. I don't know. I really like that one. So, what's your favorite Guardian song? What's your favorite song to get on Cosmic Rewind? Let me know in the chat or in the comments down below. I think it's Everybody Wants to Rule the World, but most people think it's September. So, let's see some other breaking news. Oh, hey, what's going on? I wouldn't call this breaking news, but other news. Let's see what's other news. So, Restaurant Marrakesh over at Epcot, that's been gone since like COVID, right? And they finally took the name off the sign. It's been like, I don't know, lounges, like annual pass holder lounges, and I don't know, but they finally got rid of the sign, which makes me think that they're planning on moving forward and making this something else. I mean, I don't know. What else could they do with it? I know Disney, like, as far as I know, Disney outright, like, they completely own the Morocco pavilion now. There's no Moroccan government involvement in this pavilion anymore. So I'm thinking, what if they do, like, a cool, like, Aladdin character dining experience? What do you guys think of that? That'd be pretty cool. You can be, like, Aladdin, Genie, Jafar, Jasmine, like, gosh, that could be so cool. Abu, right? If I could have a character meal with Abu, which, by the way, this might be a spoiler for the next episode I'm going to record, but we had like the best character meal ever while we were at Disney World, and it was the Snow White, was like storybook dining at the Wilderness Lodge, and it was just incredible. We'll talk about it on the next podcast whenever I get to record that, hopefully very soon. But yeah, so what do you think they're going to do with Restaurant Marrakesh? I'm hoping for something Aladdin related. I know a lot of people don't want, characters in World Showcase, but that ship has sailed. We have Frozen, we have Ratatouille, we have, it's not World Showcase, but we have Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot. I think it's okay if we have an Aladdin dining experience at Morocco. Who's with me? Let's make it happen. That'd be really cool. So I think I got about 2 more stories to talk about. So the Zootopia Better Zoogether sign has been installed at Animal Kingdom. I did not get a chance to go to Animal Kingdom on this trip. Honestly, like we kind of talked about going to Animal Kingdom on our departure day because we had a really long time before our flight, and then even longer because our flight was delayed and stuff. But we ended up having a great time, resort hopping and riding the monorail and eating at Ohana, so I can't complain. But so we decided to do that instead of going to Animal Kingdom. But yeah, we decided not to go because so much is closed right now. It just seemed like, there wasn't as much to do right now. But so they added this sign up. Zootopia Better Together is going to open on November 7th. So that's really, really soon. And I talked about this on a different MiM Monday before. This attraction does not look good. It's set on Zoogether Day, which is a special holiday in the land of Zootopia, and it's where they celebrate all the animals being together and coming together, and all that kind of stuff. And so it's going to be like a variety show. There's like some animals that like do like a swimming, like a synchronized swimming act and all this kind of stuff, and it just doesn't look good. And I was always wondering, like, how are they going to get all these big animals into this theater and make it like a realistic thing? Like, when you were in A Bug's Life, it made sense. Bugs can live inside trees, right? They're tiny. And so you're an honorary bug. And so the whole thing for the Zootopia show is that you're literally in a theater watching a live stream presentation of Zoogether Day. Really? That's the story they came up with? We go to the Tree of Life to watch a live stream? Come on, Disney. Do better. So, yeah. Who knows? Maybe it'll actually be good. Maybe they'll do something. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it'll be really funny or something. I really like Zootopia, the movie. I'm one of those people who really think Zootopia Land should have come to Animal Kingdom. and I'm really bummed out that it didn't, because seeing Zootopia Land, videos from it in Shanghai, it just looks so good, and it would have worked so perfectly in Animal Kingdom. So I'm one of the people who's disappointed that it's not in Animal Kingdom. So how do you feel? Are you excited for Zootopia Better Zoogether coming to the Tree of Life in Animal Kingdom? Let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it sounds really cool to some people. You know, maybe I'm just being too hard on it because I really liked A Bug's Life. So yeah, I don't know. But that's one sign that went up, and another sign that went up. You see my segue there? Oh, you're with me. Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah, it doesn't look good, right? um, and my segue, another sign has gone up. The Adventureland sign is back up at the Magic Kingdom. When I was there was no sign. You crossed the bridge from the hub into Adventureland, and it was just a wooden bridge. But the sign is up. It's refurbished. It looks great. They replaced, the masks and the animal skull and the spears and all that stuff, and it looks beautiful and refurbished and really nice. And yeah, I'm excited that they did it. They did it, and it looks good. So there we go. See, not negative. Yay. But I don't know. I this next story, it's not really negative because nothing happened, but the fire alarm went off at Disneyland on what was that, September 12th, and yeah, like on Main Street, USA. So at a bunch of these restaurants, restaurant area over at Main Street. So the Emporium, the Carnation Cafe, the restaurant, and then the Emporium and Candy Palace that are connected in that area. They all had to be evacuated because the fire alarm went off at Carnation Cafe, and or the smoke alarm, I guess. Nothing happened. There was no fire. I mean, there was a fire at Disneyland. The Paint the Night, one of the Paint the Night floats caught on fire. Oh my goodness, that's not even in my notes because yeah, but that happened. So one of the Paint the Night floats caught on fire, but at least at this one, nothing caught on fire. What is going on with Disneyland and fires? My goodness. I mean, their Maleficent Dragon caught fire, a while back, or not too long ago, I guess. But at least this wasn't a real fire, and at least nobody was hurt on that. So, anyways, I don't know. Is that kind of a bummer to end on? Do I have anything else? The last stories I have up here is that Blizzard Beach is closed for refurbishment, but we knew that was going to happen. It's closed for refurbishment because it always goes down. Actually, like while we were there, they actually had Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon open at the same time, which like really never happens. So that was pretty cool. We had that option to go to the water park on our arrival day. We didn't do it, but my brother and his family, they did, and they had the best time. They went to Blizzard Beach, and they saw the frozen stuff, and they had a great time. So I'm glad they were able to catch it before it closed. But anyways, I mean, there's a bunch more news stories happening, but I just wanted to get on here, do a MiM Monday, hang out with you guys, and just talk about the things that make me happy. It's been a crazy time in the world, and talking about Disney just makes me happy. I think it makes you happy, or else you wouldn't be watching. And let's spread some joy. Let's spread some magic. The world needs it. So thank you so much for hanging out with me on this MiM Monday. You absolutely helped me make Monday magical. And I hope that you go back on and check out other episodes of MiM Mondays that you may have missed. Hey, what's going on? I'm sorry, we're about to sign off, but thank you for hanging out, for just popping in and everything. You can watch the replay of this video if you missed it on YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube tomorrow. It'll also be on Reels in probably about 15 minutes. So, yeah, but thank you for doing that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube, and give a thumbs up to this video if you liked it. That would mean a lot to me. And on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, you could also find Mickey in Minutes, and of course Instagram. This is where we post a lot of our stuff. So, and also, we have a website. Check out mickeyinminutes.weebly.com. So Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I had a really, really great time on this MIM Monday, and I hope to see you back here next Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time so we could talk about more Disney stuff and just spread more joy and more Disney magic and just have some fun together. So, yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, what's going on, everyone?